Thanks for watching, you guys. Today I'm showing you how to do a curly crown on the top of your hair. First and foremost, you need to put product in your hair. I use a leave-in conditioner, which I get my hair a little damp. I put my leave-in conditioner in, and then I kind of like finger comb it and, spread it through. Then I use one of my favorite oils to do the same thing through my hair, crunching my curls. Next, what you want to do is part your hair. You're basically going to create 3 sections of your hair. A section on top that's not going to be in your braid, a section underneath that's not going to be in your braid, and a small section through the middle that is going to be included in our crown braid. So you can see that I'm using a comb to help me part my hair. I'm not the kind of girl that wants a perfect part. I could care less about that. I just really want to get some good separation between the hair that's in my braid and the hair that's not, so that it makes it easier when I'm going through and braiding and picking pieces. So the first thing I'm doing is I parted my hair where I want the 2 sides of my braid to start. There's going to be a left side and a right side of the crown of our braid. And then I'm going through and I'm separating the top portion out of my hair. So this is the part that I'm going to eventually wrap up into like a little bun on top of my head to hold it while I do my braid. And I just use a little butterfly clip to hold that hair up. And then I have my section on the bottom that is not going to be in my braid. That's what I want to hang out. So you see me as before I start my braid, I put a little bit of more oil in my hair. One of the reasons I'm putting so much oil in my hair is because I'm getting my highlights redone tomorrow, and oil will help protect my hair. Now, with this curly crown, we want our braid to pop out. So instead of a traditional French braid, we are doing an underhand braid, which means when you are holding your 3 sections, you are braiding underneath instead of on top. So take one section and go underneath that middle section, move to the other side and go underneath that middle section. Every time you grab hair on one side, you're going to pull it into the bunch that's already in that section of hair and pull it underneath this middle section. I know this seems difficult, but watch the video. I give a really long section where you can just see me doing the braid to help you. I'm holding my braid in 3 parts. Oh, it's so funny to watch this video back. So I actually messed up here. I didn't allow enough hair to be in this braid, and I started to run out before I got back towards the end of my hair. Before I got back towards the back side of my hair. So I kind of just reparted and I started over. So this braid is not actually going around the entire circumference of our head. It's going past our ear. And then when we do one side past our ear, we do the other side past our ear, and then we bring it together in the back to and do a regular braid down our back side to create the appearance of a crown. So I'm starting over, which is nice. You get to see more examples of how to braid. So you're holding 3 sections of hair, right, as you watch me. You have a section on the left, a section on the right, and a section in the middle. You are going to pull new hair into your braid from the left and right side and take each handhold of braid underneath the middle. So as you see, I am grabbing some hair from the front part of my head into the strand I'm already holding, and I pull it underneath the middle. Then I go to the left, the furthermore part of my braid. I take some fresh new hair into that section, pull it under the middle, and you guys, I think the most important thing to remember is when you're learning how to braid is that it takes time to get the hand coordination. So practice over and over, and it's a lot easier to do when you use more hair. So if you're having trouble, use more hair. It'll be a little bit easier to get it done. So I'm using a little bit more oil to put into this other side of my hair, and I'm going to do the same exact thing on this side. On this side, I've made my part a little bit less deep, so I'm using less hair. I'll get a smaller braid, but I'm using the same principle. Pulling new hair into the left and right strands, and every time I'm crossing underneath instead of on top. When you cross underneath, you get a braid that sits on top of your head. With a traditional French braid, it sits flat and flush against your head. So for this curly crown, we want it to pop out, so we're taking strands from the left, twisting it under the middle. We'll take a strand from the right, into the strands we're already holding, twist it into the middle, and so on and so on and so on until we get this braid past our ear. You could make it even longer if you wanted to. You could make it a bit shorter if you wanted to. It really depends on how you want your style to look. Do you want it to look flatter? Do you want it to look fuller? If you want it to look fuller with more hair hanging out, of course, stop it a little bit before your ear. If you want it to look flatter, you can continue to go a little bit further past your ear. So you guys, it's so crazy to see how far out my highlights have grown. I'm getting them redone tomorrow. I'm excited. I measured it earlier. I have about 4 inches of growth. So you see, now I took out my top. I let down my top and I'm taking the braid on each side and I'm wrapping it around this top to hold the top down flat and allow my curl out. I'm going to turn around for you. So I'm taking these 2 braids, I'm bringing them together, and I'm just creating a regular braid down the middle of my hair to hold these in place without having to use a hair tie, and to use the braid itself truly as a crown, bringing it together in the back, braiding it down so that it holds the rest of this hair in place. Then what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of my hair, wrapping it around my braid, and sealing it with a butterfly clip. There you go. There's your curly crown.